Welcome to episode 163 of the Hurricane Mike Show, where today we will be giving our week 12. Man, we're already in week 12. That's crazy. But yeah, we're going to be giving our week 12 NFL predictions. But, Dad, we already know this. I don't even think I need to say it. We've been saying this for 163 times now. Atlanta, they ain't winning on Sunday. Because why?
Because I've been saying this for 163 times, and I'm gonna say this to the end of time. The Atlanta Falcons suck, my boy. They freaking suck.
Yes, they do. Now, before we get started, I'm gonna try to do something new. To start these shows, where we're gonna have the verse of the day. Okay, the praise the Lord and Savior. Anyways, so yeah, the verse of the day is coming from Colossians, chapter 1, verse 19 to 20. Okay, so let's just start reading. For God was pleased to have all the fullness dwell in him, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood shed on the cross. Amen, Lord.
Amen.
But yeah. Alright, now let's get started. Whew. God, before we get started, actually, I know this is not the recap show, but I just want to talk about that game. So, what was that last night, Buffalo? Like, I even predicted the Texans to win. Man, Josh Allen, he ate more. He ate enough turf to probably skip Thanksgiving dinner. Like, this man was just getting sacked over and over. And how do you convert a 4th and 27, but you can't get a 4th and 6? Mind-boggling. Man, how you feel about them Texans getting the win, bro?
Man, I think I texted you about this, but the Texans defense is for real, bro. I mean, you said top 5. I mean, they might be top 1 overall. I mean, I think I saw a stat where they might have been like number 1 in defensive efficiency, and it showed last night because, I mean, at the start of the game, they was reading off the names, the linebacker, I forget his name, from Alabama, the stringer from LSU, and he just name after name. I'm like, boy, these guys got some players, man. I want to rethink my bet here, or my pick, because I picked Buffalo. I'm like, I don't know if they could beat these guys. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, I picked the Texans to win, so I currently have a 1-up on you for this week. And speaking of that, last week I actually did better than you, as last week I finished with a record of 9-6, bringing my total to 87, 76, and 1. And Dad, you did not have that great of a week. You went 6-9, bringing your total to 97, 66, and 1. So now you're only 9 games ahead of me because I got 88 now after last night, and you only have 9-7. But yeah, anyways, let's get started with these predictions. On Sunday at 12 o'clock, I'm pretty sure all the international games are over after last week. Thank God. But at 12 o'clock, the 12 o'clock slate, we got the Pittsburgh. Wait, hold on. First, I keep forgetting to do this sometimes. We have 4 teams on bye this week: the Denver Broncos, the Miami Dolphins, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Washington Commanders. All right, now let's get to the Sunday slate. At 12 o'clock, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Chicago Bears. And I know Bears fans are praying that Aaron Rodgers ain't playing, because if you know any history, Rodgers beats up the Bears. He owns them. But yeah, last week the Steelers, they put it on Cincinnati, even with their backup quarterback. And the Bears, they did things. They won against Minnesota. Not the best win, but you know what? A win is a win. So, how you feel about this game and who you think's going to pull it out?
A win is a win, and the Bears are going for their 4th win in a row. So they're playing some good football right now. I mean, good enough to win these games anyway. And let's see, they're at home. Yes, they're at home. I do think it doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers is playing or if he's not playing, if it's Mason Rudolph or whatever. I still think the Bears are going to win this game somehow. In a low-scoring game, I'm going to give it to the Chicago Bears. I'm going to go with a score of 19-13.
1913, he says. All right. I think the Bears get the win as well. And here's why. I just think the Steelers' offense is stale. Like, they have DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers. Who else on their offense? And if you compare it to Chicago's defense, that defense should terrify Pittsburgh. And their offense isn't a slouch either. Like, their offense hasn't been as great as it has been in the past, but their offense is still good enough to win games. So I think the Bears get a win. I think the Steelers probably score some garbage time points. Give me the Bears to beat the Steelers 27-19. Next, we got the New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Patriots, I think they're on a, 8-game winning streak right now after they beat the poor Jets on Thursday night. And the Bengals, I mean, it looks like Joe Burrow might play on Sunday, but they don't have Jamar Chase as he's suspended for this game, and their defense is trash. I'm pretty sure a watermelon could probably run for a touchdown against the Bengals defense. But yeah, and speaking of the Bengals, they got pummeled by Pittsburgh. It was actually close for the majority of the game. Then Joe Flacco turned into old Joe Flacco, not Super Bowl champion Ravens Joe Flacco. I'm talking about Broncos Joe Flacco. Anyway, so what is your prediction of Patriots Bengals?
So who you picked? The Bengals and the Patriots, right?
I didn't pick nobody yet.
Oh, I'm going first. Okay. I thought I heard you going toward the Patriots, and I was going to agree with you. I do think the Patriots are going to win this game even if Joe Burrow plays. I think if he plays, he might be a little rusty. I think he'll still have a decent game, but I don't think he'll have that great of a game to overcompensate for this lousy defense that they've been playing this year. So I do expect the Patriots to win. I expect it to be a close game just because, I don't know, just a hunch I got. So I'm gonna give them a 23-20 victory.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you here. I got Patriots winning 28-20 because here's why. And I even talked to Kyle, if y'all know who Kyle is, which some of y'all might. He even said he does not care if Burrow comes back or if Chase got suspended. He's like done. He's like done. And I kind of agree with him, to be honest with you, because it's like, okay, you get Joe Burrow back, so what? You had Joe Burrow all of last season when you had a trash defense, and now you have him again with a trash defense. Like, I don't know what's going in the waters of Cincinnati, why their defense is trash year after year, but I mean, I just think, the Bengals, they're just not going to win. Okay, it's going to be a close game, but whoever gets the ball last is probably going to win this game. And I think the Patriots win 28-20. So next one, we got the New York Giants at the Detroit Lions. The Giants team led by either Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston. I don't know who's going to be starting on Sunday, but Jackson Dart was ruled out. And they're going at Detroit to play the Lions. Lions team that I don't even know what that was against the Eagles. Like, they scored 9 points. Dan Campbell calling plays. What is going on? Are we in the world of the upside down? But yeah, and the Lions are currently out of the playoffs. Who would have expected that? This guy right here. So what is your prediction for Giants-Lions?
My prediction is the Lions start to get back into the playoff picture. I mean, they're favored by 12.5 points in this one, which, Vegas, that's big odds there. That's like a blowout. It's in the betting world if you're a betting guy. But Yeah, give me the Lions to win this football game 35-25.
35-25. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people might think it will be. But I got the Lions pulling it out. I just think, the Giants, look, when you fire a head coach in the middle of the season, you're basically saying screw it. And you're basically just done with the season. So Giants, they're going to play competitive. Like, those guys on the field, they don't tank. The management might tank, but they don't tank. So I think the Lions will get the win, 24-21. And Giants fans, don't worry, you only have like 7 or 6 more weeks or whatever it is. But yeah, next up we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers, a little NFC North bloodbath reunion. The Vikings last week were getting destroyed by Chicago. They came back at the end just to lose on a walk-off game winner. The Packers, on the other hand, they played the Giants and they beat the Giants. And they also scored 27 again. So what is your 27 in a win again. So what is your prediction for Vikings Packers?
I would love to say the Packers get the road victory here, but
It's at home for Green Bay.
What's that?
The game will be in Green Bay.
That's what I'm saying. I would like to say the Packers get a road victory. I said I meant the Vikings get a road victory here. But no, I see the Packers winning at home, and it's gonna be close. One of those division battles. So I'm gonna give the Packers a win, 30-27.
All right, Packers win 30-27. All right, both of these teams have not been looking great. The Vikings have been looking worse, but even though the Packers, I think, are in the playoff picture, they've not been looking great. I'm going to give the Packers this win. I think it's going to be defensive. Give me Green Bay to win 17-15. Next one, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Tennessee Titans. Oh, God. Okay, Seahawks last week. They played the Rams. They threw 4 interceptions and still almost won. I don't know how that's possible. And the Titans last week, I'm just going to say this. They're the Titans. So what is your prediction for Seahawks Titans?
Let's think about this. Can the Titans, can they pull off the big up? No, they're not going to do that. So I'm going with the Seahawks to win this football game. And I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a 14-point game. So give me Seahawks 35. Titans 21.
35-21. All right, I got the Seahawks winning in a little bit of a close game. I think it's going to be closer than what people expect. Because the Titans, even though they are 1-9, they have been looking a little bit better since the season started. But they're still trash. They're still, don't get me wrong, they're still trash. They're still probably the worst in the league. But they've been looking like they are the worst in the league. But they're just the worst in the league. Even the Seahawks win 24-22. I don't know why it's going to be that close, but that's what my brain's telling me. Give me Seattle to win 24-22. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Kansas City Chiefs. A game where Daniel Jones might not play, or he might, depending on if he's healthy enough. But yeah, the Colts last week were on bye with the good old Saints. The Super Bowl 44 teams are both on bye. So yeah. But yeah, the Colts were on bye. They got some rest. The last time we saw was that Atlanta game where they won. Thank you for that. And the Kansas City Chiefs are on the other end. And the Chiefs, they just lost Denver. The Chiefs, if the season ended today, the Chiefs would not be playing in a playoff game. Oh, boy. So what is your prediction for Colts Chiefs?
It's hard to believe that Chiefs will miss the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and give them this victory at home just because I think they have to have it. I mean, they absolutely have to have it. If they lose this game, I don't think they're coming back from this. I really don't. So give me the Chiefs 27-23 over the Colts.
Yeah, I think this is a must-win for the Chiefs. But I think the Colts obviously want to win this game, but I think the Chiefs they're going to want to win it more because the Chiefs for 3 straight years have been in the Super Bowl, and now we might live in a world where the Chiefs don't even make the field in a playoff game, not just the Super Bowl game, but not even a wild card. But yeah, so give me the Chiefs to win. I think they'll win by 2 scores, especially if Daniel Jones isn't playing. But even if he is, give me the Chiefs to win 27-18. Next up, we got the New York Jets at the Baltimore Ravens. Last week, the Jets looked like they might keep it close to the Patriots, and then hoopla. And the Ravens, they struggled with the Browns and nearly lost to Shedeur Sanders. What is your prediction for Jets Ravens?
Jets and Ravens. I don't see the Jets going on the road to Baltimore and beating the Ravens. I just don't see it. So give me the Ravens to get over 500 now, to get a 6-5 record after beating the Jets. And I think the score, give me the Ravens 24, Jets 10.
I actually got an upset. Give me the Jets. And I'm going to tell you why. Before y'all call me crazy. The Jets benched Justin Fields. They did do that. And you know the track record for a quarterback starting their first game after a dude got benched? It's pretty high. And Tyrod Taylor, not that bad of a backup QB. And also the Ravens, yeah, they've been winning the last few games, but they've not been looking, to me at least, they've not been looking that good. Like you struggled with the Vikings, you struggled with the Dolphins for a little bit. Like the score ended up being 28-6, but if you were watching that game, it was not 28-6 the entire thing. They were struggling with the Browns. Like I think this game, I think the Jets get the 30-18 win in Baltimore. And I'm being dead serious.
You wanna hear a fun fact?
What?
Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback back in 2017 for the Buffalo Bills when Nathan Peterman started the game through 5 interceptions. So if you start a Nathan Peterman over a Tyrod Taylor, that don't say too much for Tyrod Taylor.
That was 8 years ago.
That was. So
that was 8.
You get better with age or you get worse with age?
You get better.
You get better at the start, but then, so he's on the back 9 right now, right?
Tyrod? Yeah, I mean that same season though, Tyrod Taylor led them to the playoffs.
He did. But why was Nathan Peterman started?
Because the coach was a moron?
Probably so. Is that the same Buffalo coach now? I mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott?
I think he's been there forever. I think he was the coach back then. So.
And he's still a moron. But yeah.
Still a moron.
Exactly. How do you lose like that to Houston? Whatever. But yeah, give me the Jets to get the win. Now for the 305 slate, we got a game everybody's gonna be watching. Super Bowl preview. There's gonna be no other games that anybody's gonna be paying attention to. And that's the Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Super Bowl.
I'm surprised this isn't Sunday night.
I got this guy that I watch his podcast. He's going live. He usually takes Sundays off. He's going live after the Raiders game just because of the whole, he's like, if the Super Bowl was being played that day, I'm watching Shedeur Sanders against the Raiders. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be. I mean, they're probably not gonna play it here locally. I don't know. Maybe so. The Saints come on earlier, so maybe they'll play it here locally. So, well, we might be able to see
the Saints are playing at the same time. So
they do what?
The Saints are playing at the same time.
Oh, they're playing at 3 o'clock.
3:25. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was an early game. All right. Get my schedule together. So no, we're not gonna watch Shedeur Sanders. I'll be watching the stats on my phone, I guess. Seeing what he's doing, how many incompletions he's throwing in a row, stuff like that. But all right, get into this pick. No, not. Who they got? They got the Raiders as the favorite. Well, they should be. They're at home. Shador Sanders making his first start. So give me the Raiders in an ugly, ugly game. I mean, this game's gonna be so ugly you're gonna have to wipe the screen, because all the grease is gonna be on the screen. So give me the Raiders to win 15-13.
15-13. Well, I got the Browns winning. The Browns they kept it close with the Ravens, and the Raiders are trash. They are garbage. They suck. They are probably the second worst team, only above the Titans. So yeah, give me the Browns to win and a defensive close one, but give me Cleveland to win 20-15. Next one, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Arizona Cardinals. Last week, the Jaguars made Charger fans wish that they were never Chargers fans. And last week, the Cardinals were the Cardinals. So what is your prediction for Jaguars Cardinals?
I don't think this is gonna be much of a game. I think the Jaguars are going in there to whip some booty, boy. The Jaguars are gonna win this football game 24-17.
But that's not really whipping booty, but yeah. Okay, you got Jaguars 24-17. I actually got the Cardinals blowing out Jacksonville.
Woo!
Because the Jaguars are just like the Chargers for me, ironically losing. Where the Jaguars, they beat somebody and then they get destroyed by a team that they should beat. It's like the Jaguars, and this is just a cycle. Every team's got a cycle. This is the Jaguars cycle. They blow out good team and then they get blown out by bad teams. So give me the Cardinals to win 39-19. Why? Because I said so.
Like with a hurricane.
Yeah, that's it. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. A Week 1 rematch. This was the first game of the season. And the Eagles, let's see if Jalen Carter gets ejected this time for spitting. Let's see. So the Eagles, we could go on Sunday night, put the Lions in a 3-hour chokehold, and yet they barely won, which makes no sense. And the Cowboys, they did things. Those are the Raiders, but they did some good things. So what is your prediction for Eagles Cowboys?
Well, the Raiders. The Cowboys put it on the Raiders last week. They did things that Shador Sanders not gonna be able to do this week. So, but it's just the Raiders. So calm down, Cowboys fans. I know y'all think y'all going to the Super Bowl now, just like Falcons fans, but y'all are not, and y'all are not winning this week. I think the Eagles are going in there, Cowboys Stadium, and beating the Cowboys. And the score is 33-25.
33-25. I got the Eagles in a defensive game. I think the Eagles defense is too good for Dallas, but I also think the Eagles offense ain't really good at all. So give me the Eagles to win 17-15 because I said so. Next, we got the highly anticipated Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. Where to everybody who's not in Atlanta or New Orleans, this game doesn't mean anything. But to people in Atlanta or New Orleans, this game means everything. Like the Saints could go ahead and lose 100-0 the rest of the season, but if we beat Atlanta, I'm satisfied with my season. Obviously, I would hate to watch us lose 100-0 every week, but I would rather lose 100-0 every week but beat Atlanta than lose to Atlanta and still do nothing. So yeah, give me. Well, I'm gonna let you predict first, but who you have in Atlanta, New Orleans? There's only one correct answer, so let's just hear you say it. In fact, I'll have to start typing your answer right now before you even say nothing.
Just get ready for the score because here it comes.
Yep.
I mean, go to show you how bad the Falcons suck. Remember earlier during the season, before the season, we looked at all the Vegas odds, right? And we were only favored in one game against the Jets.
Yep.
We
Still remember
that. Favored in that game. But now they have us favored by 2.5 points in this game. You know how the tables have turned, Falcon fans, how the tables have turned. They see the Saints with a little uptick. and the Falcons with a little down tick. So, now getting to the score, my expertise. This is what I do. Saints, 24. Falcons, 16. I'm going to give y'all 16. Be nice.
Yeah, look, here's why. I'm not just being biased. In fact, I actually predicted the Saints to lose to Atlanta last season when we beat them. You see, I'm not being biased when I say this. Here's why the Saints are going to win. Atlanta, 2 weeks ago, went on the road in Germany against the Colts. They lost in overtime. Then they had to go on the road to Carolina, and then they lost in overtime. And now they got to go on the road to New Orleans in a hostile environment because no matter how bad the Saints are, Saints fans going to show up to that Atlanta game. And guess what? Not only are they going on the road against the Saints, who are favored by 2.5 points, but Atlanta, and this is probably why the Saints are favored, Atlanta is going to be without their starting quarterback and their number one receiver. And on top of all of that, Tyler Shuck, the man became a dad. Well, his wife got pregnant over the past week. So now he's got some children to feed. So give me the Saints to win by 2 touchdowns. 31 Saints, 17 Falcons. Saints win, and the Saints are now third in the division after this Sunday. Man, you know it would be so hilarious if the Saints end up finishing with a better record than Atlanta. Because of all they talked, all offseason, they said it was going to be us and Tampa fighting for the top, while y'all scrape with Carolina from the bottom. Dad, when's the last time you checked the NFC South standings?
Probably earlier today.
And so Atlanta's scraping the top of what?
They're a little bit above us. Let's be real. They're a little bit above us, but that could come crashing down Sunday, my boy.
But that's my point, though. They were saying how they were going to be fighting with Tampa Bay. And instead, they're fighting with us to be last. And better yet, Atlanta, at least we can say, at least we got a top pick out of this. Atlanta, they don't got their pick. They traded it to the Rams for a guy that only has 2 sacks on the season. Man, y'all some trash. But yeah, Saints win, and we'll win again in Week 18. Now, Sunday Night Football, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Los Angeles Rams. Buccaneers a week ago, they fell to the Buffalo Bills in a shootout, 44-32. And the Rams, who has Atlanta's first-round pick, by the way, they were in a nail-biter with Seattle. But again, how do you beat a team by 2 points, and yet they throw 4 interceptions? That should have at least been like a 20-point victory, but you know what? I'm not questioning nothing. What is your prediction for Buccaneers-Rams?
I predict that the Buccaneers don't want to lose their 3rd game in a row, so they're going to come out swinging. But is it going to be enough? I predict it will be enough. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers to upset the Los Angeles Rams, and I think the score is going to be 29-26.
29-26.
Yes, sir.
All right. I got the Buccaneers winning too in a close one, 24-18. Because look, both teams need this one, but the Buccaneers need it badder. Because like Carolina, they're creeping right up there. So Tampa Bay, they need this win to just like basically solidify themselves. And I think they will get it 24-18 because, like, you know, they will be on the road, so it's going to be a tough environment. But let's be honest, Rams don't have no fans, so it's not really going to be a tough environment. It's a night game. Tampa Bay doesn't really do well at night, but hey, I think their wings will be spread today or on Sunday night. So give me the Bucks. Now on Monday Night Football, we got the Carolina Panthers at the San Francisco 49ers. Last week, the Panthers, they beat Atlanta in overtime. Appreciate y'all for that. And the 49ers, they beat the Cardinals, where Jacoby Brissett broke an NFL record, but it doesn't matter when you beat the team by 19 points. So what is your prediction for Panthers, 49ers, Monday night, Santa Clara? What you got?
I predict San Francisco winning at home. I think they're just going to be too much for the Panthers. Panthers had a nice little decent season, but it's all going to come crashing down in this particular game on Monday Night Football for everybody to see because it's on national TV, of course. So give me the 49ers to win this football game at home. Low scoring. I see a low scoring in my brain right here. It's going to be 23-13.
23-13. Okay. I got the Panthers winning this one because I still think Carolina can take advantage of the 49ers. I think the Panthers, they're still thinking about that Saints game and how they took the Saints and basically thought nothing of them. I think now they're going to try, because the Panthers are a confusing team. It's like whenever you stop believing in them, that's when they start going crazy. But whenever you're like, oh, this team could be scary, then they come crashing down. So they're like that team, but just don't expect them to win, and they probably will win. Give me the Panthers to win 20-16. Now, before we go, let's give y'all a playoff picture update. We're going to try to do this, like every week if we remember to, which hopefully we do remember to, or else it'll be awkward. Let's give y'all an NFL player off prediction, and then we'll see what we have changed after the week since we have all these predictions. So do you want to start on the NFC or the AFC?
Let's do NFC this time.
NFC, okay, all right. That is not what I wanted. Hold up, give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Oh, and also, did you see that Tulane's in the playoffs right now?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the picture. I mean, it's not confirmed yet. Obviously, they still got more games to play, but since they're leading their conference, imagine telling someone in 2019 Tulane's your best team. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, I mean, better than LSU, better than the Saints and the Pelicans. That's crazy. Anyways, just gotta wait for this thing to load, and we'll be all right. But I mean, the playoff picture, it's going to be kind of the same. But now, since it's a new week, now I think we will get some odds. Yep, here we go. So on the NFC side of things, the 1 seed is the Philadelphia Eagles of this current moment with an 8-2 record. And this week they are playing the Cowboys. If the Eagles beat currently the Eagles have more than a 99% chance to make it in. If they beat the Cowboys, they have more than a 99% chance, and if they lose, then they have more than a 99% chance. So the Eagles, they really got nothing to worry about at this point. The 2 seed is the Los Angeles Rams at 8-2. This week they're playing the Buccaneers. They currently have a 99% chance to make it into the playoffs. If they beat the Buccaneers, they'll have more than a 99% chance, and if they lose, then they'll have a 98% chance. The 3 seed is the Chicago Bears with a 7-3 record. This week they're playing the Steelers. They have a 61% chance. If they beat the Steelers, they'll have a 69% chance, but a loss will bring them down to a 47% chance. The Buccaneers have the 4th seed with a 6-4 record, and this week they're playing the Rams. If they win, currently they have an 88% chance to make it in. A win will bring them to 95% chance to make it in. A loss put them at 86%. The 5th seed in the NFC is the Seattle Seahawks with a 7-3 record. This week they're playing the Titans. They currently have a 91% chance to make it in. If they beat the Titans, they'll have a 93% chance. A loss, 81% chance. The Green Bay Packers are the 6th seed with a 6-3-1 record. This week they're playing the Vikings. They currently have a 71% chance to make it in. If they win, they'll have a 79% chance. A loss, they'll have 55% chance. And the 49ers are the 7th seed with a 7-4 record. They play the Panthers this week. So if they win, well, currently they have an 84% chance. If they win, they'll have a 91. If they lose, they'll have a 69. And the teams that are outside of the playoff picture on the cusp, the 8th seed is the Detroit Lions at 6-4. They're playing the Giants. They currently have a 75% chance. A win will make that 80%. A loss will put it at 56%. The Panthers are the 9th seed at 6-5. They play the 49ers this week. They currently have a 19% chance to make it in. If they win, they'll have 33. If they lose, they'll have 12. Cowboys are at number 10 with a 4-5-1 record. They play the Eagles. They currently have a 6% chance to make it. If they win, they'll have an 11% chance. If they lose, they'll have a 3% chance. The Vikings are 4-6, and they're number 11. They play the Packers. They currently have a 5% chance. If they win, they'll have 12%. If they lose, they'll have 2%. Cardinals are the 12th seed at 3-7. They play the Jaguars. They currently have less than 1% chance to make it in. If they win, they'll still have less than 1% chance, and if they lose, they'll still have less than a 1% chance. The Falcons are at number 13 with a 3-7 record. They play the Saints this week. Currently, they have less than a 1% chance to make it in. A win would give them 2%. A loss would give them less than a 1% chance. The Commanders are the 14th seed. They're on bye this week with a 3-8 record. So they're not gonna play, so the odds won't change. They still have less than a 1% chance to make it in. And the 15th seed is the New Orleans Saints with a 2-8 record. They play the Falcons this week. They currently have less than a 1% chance to make it in. If we win, we have less than a 1% chance to make it in, and if we lose, we have less than a 1% chance to make it in. So basically borderline 0. The Giants are the 16th seed with the 2-9 record. They play the Lions. They currently have less than a 1% chance. A win, they'll have less than 1%, and so if they lose. So now on the AFC side of things, let's move over here. The 1 seed currently is Denver Broncos at 9-2. They're on bye, so those stay at 9. They currently have a 97% chance to make it in. The 2 seed is the New England Patriots at 9-2, who have a chance to get the 1 seed because since Denver's not playing. The Patriots play the Bengals this week. They currently have a 97% chance. If the Patriots win, they'll have more than a 99% chance to make it in. If they lose, they'll have 94% chance to make it in. Colts are the 3 seed with an 8-2 record. They currently have a 91% chance. If they win, they'll have a 98% chance. If they lose, they'll have an 86% chance. The Steelers are the 4th seed at 6-4. They play the Bears this week. They currently have a 41% chance. If they win, they'll have a 53% chance. And if they lose, they'll have a 33% chance. Chargers are the 5th seed at 7-4. They are on bye, and they have a 61% chance to make the playoffs. The Bills are the 6th seed at 7-4, and after their loss to the Texans, they have an 86% chance to make the playoffs. The Jaguars are the 7th seed, but if they lose, they'll be out the playoff picture. But the Jaguars are the 7th seed. They play the Cardinals this week. They currently have a 60% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, they'll have a 70% chance. If they lose, they'll have a 47% chance. Teams on the bubble. The Houston Texans, 6-5 record after beating the Bills, so they have a 49% chance to make the playoffs. The Chiefs are 5-5 with the 9th seed. They play the Colts this week. They currently have a 43% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, they'll have a 54% chance. If they lose, they'll have a 26% chance. The 10th seed is the Baltimore Ravens at 5-5. They play the Jets this week. They currently have a 71% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, it will be a 74% chance. If they lose, 56% chance. The 11th seed is the Miami Dolphins at 4-7. They're on bye. They have less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs. The 12th seed is the Cincinnati Bengals at 3-7. They play the Patriots this week. They currently have less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, they'll have a 2% chance, and if they lose, they'll have less than a 1% chance. The 13th seed is the Las Vegas Raiders at 2-8. If they play the Browns this week, they currently have less than a 1% chance. If they win, they'll have less than a 1% chance, and if they lose, they'll have less than a 1% chance. The Jets are the 14th seed at 2-8. They play the Ravens this week. They currently have less than a 1% chance. If they win, they'll have less than a 1% chance. And so if they lose, they'll have less than a 1% chance. The Browns are the 15th seed at 2-8. They have less than a 1% chance. Or no, they currently have less than a 1% chance. And they're playing the Raiders this week. A win, they'll still have less than 1% chance. And so if they lose. And the Titans are the 16th seed at 1-9. They're playing the Seahawks this week. They currently have less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs. If they win, they'll have less than a 1% chance. And if they lose, they'll have less than a 1% chance. So, now that y'all are caught up on the playoff picture, this is what my dad and I think is going to happen after this week. Since we have all these predictions, why not? Well, let me update this. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Week 12. All right, so for you, let's see, you got Chiefs, Patriots, Ravens, Raiders, Steelers, Bears, you got Bears, Seahawks, Jaguars, and 57 here. Packers, Lions, Saints, Eagles, Buccaneers, and 49ers. So, for the NFC, you think the Eagles are going to stay the 1 seed? You think the Bears are going to go up from number 3 to number 2? You think the Rams are going to fall from number 1 to number 3? And you have the Buccaneers staying at 4, the Seahawks staying at 5, Packers staying at 6, and 49ers staying at 7. So nothing really changing other than, a couple spots just being changed. Now in the AFC, so you think the Patriots are going to take the 1 seed, Denver falls to 2, Colts stay at 3. You think the Ravens will finally get that division lead, so they'll knock the Steelers out of the playoffs as of right now, and the Ravens will be number 4. You think the Chargers will stay at 5, Jaguars stay at 6, and the Bills are going to fall to 7th. And so the only team that you think is going to fall out the playoffs for next week is the Steelers, which I think could happen. And for me, so I got Chiefs, Patriots, Giants, Browns, Bears, Seahawks, Cardinals, Packers, Lions, Saints, Eagles, Buccaneers, Panthers. Okay, and for me, on the NFC side of things, I have the Eagles taking the 1 seed, Bears going up to 2, Rams going up to 3, Buccaneers staying at 4, Seahawks staying at 5, Packers staying at 6. But I have the Lions overtaking the 49ers. And I have the Lions at number 7 and not the 49ers. So the only team in the NFC that have been kicked out the playoffs at this current moment is the 49ers. And on the AFC, number 1, I got the Patriots. Number 2, Broncos. Number 3, Colts. I still have the Steelers at number 4. Chargers number 5. Bills number 6. And I have the Texans number 7. So the only team in the AFC playoff picture that I have been kicked out is the Jacksonville Jaguars. So for me, I have 2 teams kicked out, and I have the Texans replacing Jacksonville and Lions replacing the 49ers. So, Dad, do you have anything else to add?
Just that it's that time of year, boy. You see how important these wins are. If you lose what it does to their percentage at this point in the year. So it's a big win for a lot of teams. The Chiefs, I think it's a big week for the Bears because if they don't take care of business, they can start to tumble. And a couple other teams I'll be keeping my eye on to see if they can hold their spot because it's a stretch run, boy. They're running. It's a stretch run.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a race to the finish line. A lot, like at the end of the day, everybody still has a chance, but 14 teams are gonna make the playoffs this season. That's guaranteed every single season, unless they change the format again. 14 teams are gonna make the playoffs this season, but only one of them can win. So I'm going to say this to the Bills fans, Ravens fans, Chiefs fans, Texan fans, Jaguar fans, Patriot fans, Colts fans. Lions fans, Eagles fans, Rams fans, every team that still has a fighting chance to make the playoffs, only one of y'all are going to come out victorious. While 31 other teams just get ready for the offseason. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You have anything else? Yeah, you have anything else to share?
Nope, we good.
All right, where can they find you?
Find me on Mike'd Up YouTube page on Hurricane Mike Show every week.
You can always find me at Hurricane Mike, Kyle Phelps, and Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn the bell on so you don't miss another future upload. And Dad, we're going to leave them as always with a who dat, and don't be a what?
Don't be a Falcon fan. It's Falcon week right there, boy.
Yep, best week of the year.
Go. Do it.
Let's go.